A lot of people think that CMake is very hard to use. I used to be one of them. I thought it was an absolute horror show and I hated it. Then one day I discovered it's not so bad after all. In fact, the basics are pretty easy. Mastering it is still hard, but you don't need to be a master to build fun and useful stuff. And if you've ever taken one of those C++ courses that leave out the bit where you compile your code to a working program, you're in the right place, because I'm going to show you not only how to compile Hello World, but also how to pull in a library called raylib and use that to build something that opens a window on screen. So that's the starting point for games and multimedia applications. Along the way, we'll also look at why CMake has such a horrible reputation in the first place. Actually, let's get the terrible reputation out of the way first. I suspect that many C++ developers want everything C++ to be hard. I mean, it's great job security if almost nobody else can do it, right? And it makes us all feel superior. You need to be a genius in order to program in C++, and I am a C++ programmer, therefore I am a genius. Behold my superior intellect. Down, boy, down. It doesn't work. Nobody likes a schmuck who makes them feel small, insignificant, and inferior. Now, there are plenty of legitimate gripes about CMake. I mean, like C++ itself, CMake is on the complicated side. More complicated than it needs to be, I think. And like C++, it has radical backward compatibility to decades worth of build scripts. So every good idea from the past is in there, and every not so good, let's just call them what they are, every bad idea from the past is also still in there too. And good luck figuring out which is which and which one you should use. By yourself, that is. So let's cut through the legacy garbage right now and get a simple C++ program working. CMake's job is to build your code to a working program using whatever C++ compiler is available. So on Windows, you're probably going to use Visual Studio's C++ compiler. If you're using Linux, probably GCC, and on macOS, Clang. Speaking of which, you are going to need to install that compiler and a code editor on your machine if you want to do this. I'm using VS Code plus its C or C++ extension pack. Unfortunately, I cannot give you one set of instructions on how to set this up because it depends on which operating system you're using. Remember what I said about C++ programmers wanting this to be difficult? Yeah. Your first task to prove that you are worthy of being a C++ programmer is to figure out how to install and set up your development environment. Follow the link that I'm showing right now if you need help. It links to the CMake tutorial that this video is based on. Here is your typical Hello World program in C++. So I'm using the standard C IO library, not streams because I don't like them. And then a single printf, hello CMake, not hello world, just to be slightly more interesting. And then that's it. In order to build this thing, in order to compile it to a working program with CMake, we need a build script, which is what we have on the right here. Just 3 lines. See, not hard at all. The first line, CMake minimum required. This is where we tell CMake which version we're using because CMake has changed a lot over the years. And do not stress out over this number, by the way. It's not that critical. I'm using version 3.24 because it's not the newest one, which means that everybody should have at least version 3.24 installed by now. But it's also new enough that I have access to modern CMake features. The next line, project Hello World. We give our project a name. You can also give a version number in there. We just need the name Hello World. And then the third line is the one that actually does the work. We say add executable, so we're creating an executable called whatever the project name is, so hello_world, and you need to compile main.cpp to make hello world. And that's it. Easy, right? The hardest thing, the biggest gotcha, is that platforms like Linux and macOS are case sensitive, so you need to, the script needs to be called cmakelists.txt with paying close attention to the capitalization. Because if you don't have a capital C, a capital M, and a capital L, then CMake won't be able to find your build script, at least on Linux and Mac OS. It will on Windows because it doesn't care about the capital or capitalization. It's the same thing here. I gave the main.cpp a capital M, so I need to match it in the script. Other than that, we're good to go. We just click the build button. And there you go, it's built. And now we can debug it or run it with the play button here. Let's run it. Okay, rebuilds just in case. And then there you go. Hello CMake in all its minimalist glory. Pretty easy, right? But this is just hello world, whoop-de-doo. Right? Like software that does something useful typically has multiple source files. Well, you just add them here. So you might have a graphics.cpp and then a sound effects.cpp or whatever. Actually, a more common pattern would be to have a source files variable here, and then you use the source files variable in here in the add executable call. And the reason for that, you don't need to do it in a situation like this, but you might need a special version of your graphics module for Windows and for Linux and for Mac OS. So you might end up with graphics Win32, graphics Mac, graphics GTK or OpenGL or whatever. And if you set those, you can add those to the source files variable based on what the system is with some more scripting. Or you can use a library such as raylib, which handles the low-level platform-specific stuff for you, and just link to that instead, which is what we're going to do now. So raylib is a fun little game/multimedia library, and what I like about it is you can do things such as load an image and display it on screen, or play sounds or music with just a few lines of code. It can even do 3D models, that sort of thing. So really nice. And here is some code that uses raylib to open up a window and display the message, "Hello world, it's great to be here." Sorry, no image loading or playing sounds or anything fancy. Let's keep this hyper-focused on how to build this, and you can turn this into a game later. So in order to be able to build this, we need CMake to compile this code and then link it to the raylib library. And I've decided to do that using CMake's fetch content module. So fetch content is pretty useful for situations like this. What it will do is it will check if I have the raylib library on my computer right now, specifically version 6, because I'm telling it I want exactly version 6. I find it very important to make sure everybody building my code uses exactly the same version of the library so we don't get conflicts, things working for me but not for you. If it doesn't find it, it will literally download it from GitHub from this URL. GitHub will let you download gzip tarballs or zip files of any tag or branch or even commit. You can also use fetch content, can also use git to fetch it, but I find just getting the gzip version easier. So what this section here does, we tell it we want raylib version 6. Here's where to get it if it's not on our computer. This makes raylib available for use. And then down here, we have, you should recognize this from the first build script that we have. We have our source files with main.cpp right now, just one. We add an executable with our project's name. And then we call target link libraries and tell it link raylib to our project's executable. Oh, and then also down here we have some special Apple code because, Apple Mac is special. And then up the top, we also tell CMake we want to use the C++11 standard because that's the minimum that you really need for anything raylib. And that's basically it. So a lot more complicated than our 3-line script for Hello World. But hey, we've got a game multimedia library at our disposal now. So now I can skip the build and just click the play run button right away. It will rebuild it if needed. And then voila, here we go. Windows open with our "Hello World, it's great to be here" message. And this is the starting point that you could use to build a computer game or some multimedia application. Or you could use this same pattern to link to other libraries. Now, there are other ways to link to libraries too. For example, I don't think I'd use fetch content for something as huge as Unreal Engine. There are other ways to do that. If you want to learn how to use more of CMake, then go get the CMake tutorial. In the CMake tutorial, I guide you through all of the parts of CMake that you're most likely to use, and I leave the legacy garbage behind. I just don't even cover that. So don't waste your time with that. Either way, this video has given you a starting point. So go learn, go write code, go build something fun or useful, or both.